Respectfully, if you make six figures, 100,000, 150 above, I'm not taking savings advice from you. I love it for you, but you're currently in a different tax bracket, babe. You're all the way across the field. I'm nowhere near there. Now, if you're like 56, 64, okay, I'm clocked in. I'm listening. Put me on game. Give me a tip. Let me know something, because the people say I'll make decent money. One, they need to mind their damn business. They don't know me. But the people say I make decent money. Where is the money? I can't find a hoe. That bitch is disappearing every time I turn around. So if you got some good tips, let me know. I'm locked in. I can follow your advice. However, I'm not gonna stay in the house every goddamn day. I'm still gonna live my life. I need to get my hair done. I can't do hair. Never been able to. I will not walk around with knobs for fingers. Keep it cute. Not so much. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Emmanuel Cook. We will be reacting to a new video today, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's get into the video.
Do you want to know the biggest hack for saving money? Just don't leave your house. It's that simple. It's really that simple. Today is Thursday. It's the first day that I've left my house, minus like going outside to play, since Sunday. Now, I know not everybody can do this. I know I go crazy too, but it really helps me to not spend money if I'm not leaving the house. Because every time you leave the house, you spend $100. Now, I know that online shopping can be really hard to not just click, click, click and go. Delete the apps off of your phone. Just don't have Amazon on your phone. Don't have whatever it is, Old Navy, whatever your kryptonite is. Delete the apps off your phone, or only put things in the cart and then don't buy them. Leave them in the cart to see if you actually need them or if it was going to be an impulse buy. Those are my two things. If you don't want to spend money, don't leave the house, and delete the apps off your phone.
What is the best frugal hack that you have? I'm talking about not the normal ones of like saving money and rice and beans. I mean the ones that no one can guess, that are so genius that no one's talking about them because we just don't know yet. Hi, my name's Nicole, and I'm currently paying off my remaining $9,000 of debt from $30,000 of debt. And right now there's a lot of economic uncertainty, so I am actually trying to go on this journey of eliminating as many things I can out of my life and living more intentionally, not just going shopping, which is really hard because I just got diagnosed with ADHD. So I need something to obsess about instead of impulse spending.
So this is a question for the frugal people out there. What is the biggest waste of money that you see? Is it something that you've cut back on? Is it something that you have learned that you don't need? Would love your thoughts around this.
Some things I don't do to save money. Now I talk a lot about things I do to save money. Here are some things that I don't do. I don't unplug my appliances, even my charging cords and stuff. I don't unplug that stuff when I'm not using it. I leave stuff plugged in. Now, let me know, I guess, if you didn't do this and then you started doing it and you noticed a big difference in your energy bill. I'm just but the thing is, we have kind of a lot of stuff. We have charging ports, we have sound machines, my daughters have night lights, we have a fan. Maybe it would help. I'm not gonna unplug my fridge, but my microwave, my toaster, the coffee pot, I probably could do it, but I don't. Anyways, okay, I don't do that. The second thing is I don't have chickens. Now, we could have chickens in my yard. It's big enough. My mom keeps being you should get chickens, and she even has chickens that hatch sometimes and have babies. So she's I could give you chickens. And I'm I do not want chickens. I don't care if it's gonna save me money. It doesn't seem like it's gonna save me money, really. People say that, but it seems like a lot of work. It seems like it's also expensive. You have to feed said chickens and water said chickens and build a place for them to live. I don't have chickens. I also don't have a freezer in my garage, so I can stock up really big on meats and stuff like that. People buy half a cow. Now, I will say I kind of regret my neighbor across the street. They were moving. They offered me their freezer from the garage, and I was don't think I need that. Like we had our fridge, we put our fridge in our garage and we didn't really use that much, but I'm pretty sure like a freezer might have been a little bit different. So I kind of regret not getting that one for free, because then I could just have like done it and seen, but I'm not going to go out and buy a freezer to do it. So I don't do that. And the last thing I don't do is I don't skimp on activities for my kids. My kids do swim lessons and t-ball and gymnastics and soccer. Would much rather budget and like thrift clothes for them, thrift their plastic toys, rather than not being able to do activities.
I knew the frugal life was for me when I literally just sat here and did the survey at the bottom of the receipt to get 2 free bagels. So I ended up buying the smear, and then I got my 2 free bagels.
You are able to save so much money just by taking surveys. It's a fast and easy way to get free food. So if you guys don't do that yet, I strongly urge you guys to do that. It's a great way to save money on food.
I think I'm gonna start a series because apparently it's going around that Gen Z is like, oh, how do you get through a recession? And I am an elder millennial, and I have been through several recessions. I have been through, when I was a child, we went bankrupt, back like before bankruptcy was more accepted. Like it severely changed our lives. So if you want to follow along, hit the like. I'm actually really close to 1,000 followers right now. I would love to get over that, which is funny because we never know if TikTok is going to go away because they keep threatening us. Yay. Anyway, but if you want to follow along, my name is Christy. I've been nicknamed Thrifty Christy. Sometimes I throw on Facebook Thrifty Christy's deal of the day, and I'm just going to start telling you all what those things are. So my first one is that I am currently on the road. I had to run some errands about 4 hours away from where I currently live, and I'm hungry. So one of the things that I did, you can do this at Costco, you can do this at Sam's Club, and you do not need a membership. I think there's also that BJ's place. I don't know if it applies to them, but I know it applies to Costco and Sam's Club. I stopped at Sam's Club. I do not have a Sam's Club membership. I do have a Costco membership, but I didn't want Costco. I wanted to check out the Sam's Club. And I was hungry. So what I did is I got their pizza combo. So giant piece of pizza, giant drink, and I also wanted to treat myself. So I got the berry sundae. This all cost $4.43 and a few minutes of my time. Now, at Costco, they actually have you scan your card as you're walking in, so you're going to have to actually say something to them. But at Sam's Club, I have not been stopped. But all you're going to do is you're going to say either I'm here for the food court, or if you really, really don't want any pushback, you're going to say I'm here to buy alcohol, or I'm here to tour your club and see if I want a membership. Because then they're going to be like, okay, yeah, go ahead and go in without needing to have a membership. The reason I say alcohol, and this applies for prescriptions as well, is they legally cannot stop you from getting your prescriptions at Costco or Sam's Club without a membership, or buying alcohol there, which is also great money saver if you happen to buy alcohol. If you drink, buy your alcohol at a Sam's Club or a Costco. It is so much cheaper. So that is today's little thrifty tip of the day. Less than $5. Is it the healthiest thing? No, it's not. But you know what? We're talking about recession right now. And sometimes you just need calories. And sometimes you need it to be quick and easy. Also, on that note, because I'm on a road trip, bring fucking food in your car. Always have something non-perishable in your car. A granola bar, a pack of nuts, some candy, something. I even know people, I don't do this, but there are people who will keep like cans of food, and they'll just pop open the can and eat whatever's in it. If you really, really want to go nuts, you can even heat it up by putting it underneath the hood of your car next to the engine, drive for a while. Like, this is a great thing if you're on a road trip. It will heat up whatever's in that can, and then you can eat it. So that's day one. Follow if you want more tips.
Here are a few ways that my husband and I afford to have me be a stay-at-home mom to our 2 kids when his salary would be considered low income. And hopefully these tips are helpful and a little bit different than the ones you normally hear. So I am a firm believer in buying things when we can afford it, and I'll elaborate. So for example, Christmas. Instead of spending hundreds of dollars at one time for gifts for our family and friends, I will buy things throughout the year. And I am very intentional with what I buy. I'm not just going to buy something because it's cheap and on sale and say, oh, we'll use this as a gift for somebody. I have somebody specific in mind when I buy a gift, and it's things that I would buy for them anyways. I just buy them at different times throughout the year so that it's not a huge chunk of money coming out at one time at the end of the year. So another thing that I do to afford being able to stay home is couponing. And couponing is honestly very simple nowadays. All the coupons that I use are digital, online, and people do make videos every week on what the deals are at Walgreens, Publix, CVS. Those are the main places that I coupon personally. And if there's a really good deal on something that we use, I will stock up. For example, a few months ago, there was a really good deal on laundry detergent. It was, I think, around $2 for a jug, and we bought over 30 containers of laundry detergent. And that might seem excessive, but I do a ton of laundry, 1 to 2 loads a day, and it was very helpful to kind of spend a bigger chunk of change in that moment, but it was a very good deal, and now we haven't had to buy laundry detergent in a few months. One of the biggest things is that we do not have any debt outside of our mortgage. We do not have car payments, student loans, credit card bills. We will not buy something unless we can afford it outright. But I will say, and I do want to be transparent, that our parents have put us in a position that we are able to do that, which we are very fortunate and very blessed for. And I know not everybody has that option, so I just want to be transparent that our parents did help us pay for college, and my parents did help us to buy a new car in cash when our other car broke and needed repairs. Another thing that we do so that I can afford to stay home is to make a lot of our cleaning products. So we have been making our own dish soap, all-purpose cleaner, floor cleaner for years, and it honestly works great. I do still buy certain things for disinfecting like hypochlorous acid, but in terms of just general cleaning, we do make our own products that work really well, and it saves a ton of money. This one may seem pretty obvious, but not keeping up with the trends. I don't buy the clothes that are trendy, the shoes that are trendy. I try to thrift most of our clothes. All of my kids' clothes pretty much are secondhand unless my family has bought them for them. And I do try to stick to cotton or linen clothes, which can be pricey if you buy new. So I do try to buy most of our clothes secondhand, and I've had most of my clothes for years. Another thing that I have sacrificed is all cosmetic services or procedures. I don't get my eyebrows done. I haven't got my hair cut or colored in a salon in years. My husband cuts my hair at home, and he cuts our son's hair at home. And that might seem simple and, you know, what's $30 for a haircut, but that adds up very quickly, especially if you're getting highlights and stuff like that. And along with that, I do not spend a lot of money on makeup. I use very affordable makeup, and I don't wear makeup every day, so it lasts me really. And fortunately, my husband is in a job where overtime is an option, so pretty much anytime we need to make some extra money, or if there's something we want to buy, he's able to pick up some overtime shifts in order to make the money to pay for that thing outright, which I know is not an option in every job, but he is able to do that. So like I said, I do want to be transparent that we do have family that has helped us in a lot of ways, and we are very, very grateful for that. But putting that aside, we do live within our means and live very frugally and try to make very smart financial choices so that I am able to stay home with our kids. And I was a teacher before I had our first, and if we did have 2 kids in daycare, since we have 2 children now, I would not bring home any money from being a teacher. My salary would have strictly covered daycare costs, and that's it. So in our situation, it really doesn't make sense for me to continue working anyways.
A quick reminder, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's continue the video.
Financial experts hate my advice because they say it's not sustainable. But that is why I give the advice I give. It's not that it's not sustainable. And I'm talking about saving money and making cuts in your everyday life, such as eliminating DoorDash, couponing, getting rid of all your streaming services, deleting your gym membership. Experts claim that that is not sustainable. It's probably not sustainable because the thought of you sacrificing something makes you uncomfortable. But if you want to make money, you have to be uncomfortable. You're going to be uncomfortable because the people that are comfortable are the ones that can afford to be comfortable. Wealthy people are not sitting there wondering if they should pay their electric bill or their phone plan every month. They aren't debating between the two. They're out there spending their money because they can. If you have credit card debt, you cannot be spending recklessly. If you're on credit card debt, you cannot have DoorDash or Uber Eats on your phone. DoorDash and Uber Eats is a reward. Disney Plus is a reward. Right now, if you don't have 6 months of rent saved in your savings account, you need to readjust your life. You need to be living frugal. The frugal lifestyle is hard because you have to sacrifice a lot. But in my opinion, the results are worth it. Love you guys. I'm always saying all of this out of love.
One of the things that I realized in life is that life is really about connection and self-discipline. Once you're able to master yourself, you'll be very good at life. You will make very good choices once you're able to control yourself, master yourself. And I think that is a main key to being good at spending and saving money. You have to be able to control your urges, control yourself. Your will to have a much higher quality of life should outweigh your will to spend. If it does, you will make very good choices for your life. But if it doesn't, then it is either you will stay in debt or you will be living paycheck to paycheck, but you will not progress very far in life.
One of the things that I do to reduce waste involves bread. Now, this is going to save you $208 per year just by doing 2 really simple things with bread. The first one is try and save bread before it goes moldy. So when you buy a loaf of bread, whether it's a big piece, a big loaf, or sliced bread, take what you're going to use and put it wherever you keep it. The rest, put in the freezer. It's fine. Defrost it, use it for toasties. It will be fine and you won't waste any bread. If you've not judged and you've got your loaf of bread and it's not going to be eaten, before it goes moldy, before it spoils, do something for me. Grab the bread and just put it in a tray. Forget about the tray. I put it in the oven so it's out of sight. But on a hot day, you can leave it outside with a cloth over it. You can even toast it. Anyway, we just want that bread to go hard and toasty. Once it's hard and toasty, put it in another container. I'll just show you. There, it's hard. That's how the bread should be. Once I fill up this container full of bits and pieces of bread, and you can even include old stale crackers as well, that works fine, I blitz all the bread to make breadcrumbs, as you can see. Breadcrumbs cost about $7 for a kilo at my local Coles. I buy maybe I go through about 4 kilos a year. That's $28. Easy, saved. The next one I'm going to use you involves buying old bread. So buy bread from the supermarket on clearance. Or go to the bakery, ask for, sometimes they give you old bread or ask if you can buy it reduced. Some apps like Too Good To Go sell bread as well. So typically a couple of rolls like this are about $4 or so. A loaf of bread is about $4. So buy it. Now, this is what I'm going to show you. This is what you're going to do. Put it in the freezer. When you're ready to use it, I'm going to show you a method where it will taste as good as new. Wash the bread. Like you literally give it a bath. There we go. Wash the bread, pop it on a tray, put it in the oven. I promise you, put it in the oven for a couple of minutes, take it out, and it will be as good as new. That in itself will save you somewhere around $208 if you buy one loaf of bread or a bag of rolls every week. Thank you. Thanks for watching.
I know a lot of people right now are struggling in the economy, so I wanted to share ways that my boyfriend and I save money, make extra money, and are just able to survive these days because I have a few tips for you. My boyfriend works in sales. I work in dermatology as a medical assistant. The first thing I will tell you is I am a plasma donor, which I have debated on sharing on social media so many times. Donating plasma is totally safe. It shouldn't be embarrassing. So I go once a week. I've earned almost $1,000 donating plasma, and I just use all my plasma money towards gas. So if I need to get gas, I'm just using my plasma plasma card, so I save money on all my gas. Another thing we do is we have a weekly and a monthly grocery budget, and we also have a budget for eating out. Our budget every week for groceries is $125, and if we go over that, we have to do less the next week. So say we spend $140, we'll subtract that from the next week and spend less the next week. We shop at Food for Less, Winco, cheap places like that, besides the occasional Trader Joe's. For eating out, we try to only eat out once a weekend and hardly ever during the week. And for drinking out, I make all my coffees at home, and he makes all of his coffees at work with the Keurig. So we're pretty much never drinking out during the week unless I need to make a video or it's just a bad day and I need to drink out and we're out of coffee. Another sacrifice I made in my life is getting hardly any beauty services done. I get my hair done, but I don't get my lashes, I don't get my nails, I don't get waxes, I don't get any other beauty services besides my hair. We try to go on a lot of cheap dates, like going to Costco for dinners or going to Food for Less and getting ice cream for ice cream dates. You can do so many cheap dates that are out there. You just have to look for them. Those are all the ones I can think of right now. I think it's really stressful and hard for a lot of people. So putting these little things in your life can really make a difference, and you'll see how much you're saving just by making these little tweaks. Bye.
Yeah, so that $25 a week savings that I've been doing came in a clutch. So let me tell you. So 2023, I owed taxes, right? And I was like, damn, who the hell got this money at the end of the year to pay off this taxes? So I had to put it on my credit card, and I paid it off later. So I said to myself, 2024, I'm not doing that. Now that I know that I'm gonna owe by the end of the year, 9 out of 10 times I'm gonna owe, let me prep for it throughout the year so I have the money to pay for it at the end of the year. So what I decided to do was I put $25 a week every week. Every week I got paid and just put it in savings. But the good thing is that $25 a week came in a clutch throughout the year, right? Because I was able to get tires. I needed tires, I needed brakes, and my car needed to be fixed all in 1 year. And I didn't have to put anything on a credit card. I didn't have to worry about where am I going to get this money from, because why? I had my money saved. I had my $25 in a clutch, right? And on top of that, at the end of the year, when we did taxes for 2024, I still had money left over to pay my tax bill, because I was a little worried about that. I was like, damn, hopefully, I'm gonna still have money left over at the end of the year to pay my taxes, because that was the whole point of me putting this money aside, and I was a little bit worried about that. But I still had money left over at the end of the year to pay my tax bill of $1,400. So that $25, like people always say, just put something aside, just put something aside. It helps. I'm telling y'all, it helps. Even if it's $20, shit, even if it's $10, shit, even if it's $5. If you just put that money aside, put it aside, forget about it. Don't worry about it. When unexpected expenses come up, you will still have, even if you just have, let's say, $500 in the cut by the time that expense come up, that's still $500 that you don't have to worry about to pay, whatever it is that you have to pay, or you don't have to worry about, putting that money from your check that's unexpected. Because let's be for real, like we all, shit is expensive. Shit, I just spent $140 on groceries 2 weeks ago. I promise you, I bought the same stuff and it was $100. And did 2 weeks ago it was $100. This week it was $140. So shit is going up. So put that money aside for just in case, and it helps. Just forget about it and put it aside, and it helps. Because that $25, baby, that $25, yo, that $25 came in a clutch this whole year. So I'm definitely doing that every year. I need to be saving some money. That's your tip for the day. Be saving some money for when shit hit the fan, or for a rainy day that you don't have to be worried about calling nobody, asking nobody for no money, or asking nobody to help you, because you were prepared. You put your little $20 away every week for shit like this to happen.
This right here is what I love to see. She learned from her past mistakes and now is making much better choices for her life. And I love to see that. When she needs some money, she won't be stressed. She won't be scrambling, looking for money. She will actually have the money. This is one of the best choices that she'll ever make for her life. I love to see it, man.
I think there's a large misconception about saving money. People get really worried about like their iced coffees or like the clothes that they're buying and all that type of stuff, and they completely gloss over everyday expenses. Controlling your spending habits is a very important part of saving money, but You also have to look at your monthly and like regular everyday expenses. This is your rent or your mortgage, your utilities. What does your grocery bill look like? What is your car payment? Like, what is your gas? Those are the major factors that attribute to whether you're living below your means or not. Like, take the laundry detergent that I make, for example. You know, groceries was a bill that I was just tired of like wincing when I paid. And so I looked and I was like, what's costing so much? Like, what is making this so expensive? And it was like disposables. It was the things like detergent, like $16-20 a bottle is ridiculous. So it's stuff like that, like hacking your way into not paying as much, like paying attention to where you live and like what premiums are you paying for convenience rather than things that you can do for yourself or that are easy to swap and stuff like that. I got started with like money saving tips and little life hacks because I was just trying to pay attention to what was costing me the most money in everyday life that was making my monthly expenses way too high or higher than I was comfortable with. I just kept asking myself, how can I hack my way into a cheaper life without giving up my standard of living?
The economy is absolute trash, so I'm going to tell you 3 simple things that you can do to keep a little bit of money in your pockets. Starting today, really. Number 1, cancel the unnecessary subscriptions. Okay, half of them too expensive anyway. You don't need Prime and Hulu and Netflix and pick one, maybe 2. That's it. You don't need 50,000 of them. Ain't that much to watch on there anyway. Go back to watching stuff on YouTube, you know? Okay, number 2, switch your phone carrier. I personally have met mobile. I pay, I think it's like $340 for a year of unlimited coverage. I used to pay $147 per month. Okay? Number 3, y'all not gonna like this one. Stop buying paper towels. Stop buying paper towels. You don't need them. You don't need them. For one, we all go to fast food places. They got napkins. Get some of them daggone napkins. And then go to the dollar store and get you some extra towels to have in the house just in case you spill something or whatever. Stop buying paper towels. These are 3 simple things you can do. They add up. Do what you want with that information. Okay, bye.
So we're a family of 3 living under 1 income. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and so this is what helps us. First of all, we don't have any streaming services. No Netflix, no Hulu, no Disney, no cable. This one might be controversial, but we also don't have a TV. We will get one down the road, don't worry. But we do have Wi-Fi, and so if I want to watch anything, I can just go on my iPad or on my phone. And I don't let my baby watch TV, so there's no need for it right now. Number 2, we have all of our bills listed, and we have a budget for every miscellaneous expense, groceries, for dates, etc. Number 3, we're not big snackers in our family, and so we don't really have like a pantry full of snacks. All we buy is the main staple necessity: milk, eggs, yogurt, cereal, fruits, veggies, tortillas, beans, rice. I think we're on number 4. I'm gonna lose count eventually, but we also limit going out to eat. We will go out to celebrate something. Number 5, whenever we're going grocery shop, we make a list and we stick to that list. Unless it's something I forgot that I find at the store, then I still get it. Number 6, this one was a really big one for me, but I don't buy Starbucks anymore. Especially after everything going on, I will not buy Starbucks. This one might be obvious, but we have no subscriptions. This is number 8 or 9. I more so do this because I like to do it personally, but I love thrifting things. So everything we own is thrifted, unless it was gifted. And alongside with that, I love doing little hustles on the side. So sometimes if I see something at the thrift store that I could sell for more, I will buy it and I'll sell it for like triple the amount. I feel like now I have to make another video about side hustles that I do. And number 10 is new. Only done this once. Went to a pantry. It was a great experience. I really recommend it if you're in need. However, I won't be doing them moving forward because thankfully I was able to get WIC. But they called me in this morning, and so I went in this morning and I got my card. If you're a mom and you have kids, especially if you're breastfeeding, definitely need to look into the WIC program near you. It's so helpful to ensure that you're eating and that your baby's eating, and that you guys are getting the nutrition that you need. So I hope this is helpful for anybody that needed to hear this. I hope it's encouraging and it pushes you to try these things out. And if you do, let me know in the comments.
Top 5 things that have helped me save money in 2025. The first thing is doing my own nails. Oh my god, I save so much freaking money doing that. Using clip-in hair extensions, because you could just take them out, put them in whenever you want, and it saves so much money. This is like random, but like I used to use so much shampoo, but you don't need that much shampoo. Like ration it out. Like, let's just be for real.
stop over consuming makeup. So it hasn't been working out for me that well, but I'm trying. I'm really trying. Reading the reviews before I buy something. Oh my god, guys, read the reviews. The little yellow app. Anyway, yeah, love you guys.
I don't know, I just feel like giving out like some financial advice because I'm super responsible with my money. And yeah, so if you have to use Klarna, Afterpay, or anything like that, you can't afford it. Say with me again, you can't afford it. You should have multiple savings accounts, simply because if you see all your money in one savings account, you're going to think you can spend it all and then later realize that that was the money that you actually needed for something else. I promise you, you don't have to treat yourself every single day, but you could like treat yourself like every week or every 2 weeks, just so you have actually something to look forward to instead of always setting up your mind to buy something every day or like every other day. Make a savings account. I don't want to hear, oh, I can't say, oh, but you can, because if you can save for nonsense shit you don't need, and you can save for that Klarna fucking Afterpay payments, you can start a savings account.
I finally figured it out. I cracked the code. Your girl cracked the code. I finally figured out why we can never save any money, or why it feel like a struggle to save money. So I started putting 20% of my paycheck into a high yield savings account, like right off the bat. Like the money don't even hit my account. Automatically, once I get paid, they take 20% and put it into my high yield savings account. The other percentage comes to my checking account. So I now have to learn how to live off of that 80% that goes to my checking. And that 20%, I don't see it, I don't touch it. Unless I want to see how much, like how it's building, that's when I check my high yield savings account and see, okay, it's going. And I do not touch that money. That money is now my emergency fund, and it automatically builds itself. So you don't even have to say, oh, I gotta put this aside or I gotta put that aside. No. Do yourself a favor, put 20% of your paycheck into a high yield savings account and thank me later.
Guys, if you don't have a high yield savings account yet, create one and fund your accounts. You will be shocked at what can happen in life. Things always go left. And when things are bad, they are usually really bad. So save yourself the trouble and please create an account right now. So I use 2 high yield savings accounts. I use Bread Savings and I use UFB Direct. Both of those have over a 4% APY on interest. So they're really good. I highly recommend either of those. If you don't have one yet, you guys go ahead and create one and save yourself the heartache, the stress, the trouble, and all of these things.
I'm having a rosacea flare, so don't mind my skin, just like becoming bright red as we speak. If you haven't seen me before, hi, my name's Nicole, and I ask silly money questions because I am paying off $9,000 of my total of $30,000 of credit card debt. This $9,000 has been the hardest because I am not making the money that I used to. But here are some things that I took from everyone's advice and comments and implemented in my own life. I am starting to make my own beauty products. I only have 2 that are under my belt right now. Some rosemary oil for my hair, which I have in right now, and a body oil. I wish I did this sooner, but one of the body oils I make smells exactly like my body oil that I usually get from Target. But I'm cutting out the big box stores as much as I possibly can, so making it from home is cheaper and easier, and I don't have to spend gas on getting there. Number 2 is now turning all my laundry into a cold water cycle. So I'm not paying more money on gas and heating to get that hot water to wash my clothes. Since it's summertime, on that note, I'm also going to be drying my clothes outside, so I'm not using up more energy and paying more to dry my clothes. This might be number 4, but I am starting to do most of my shopping for things I really need on Facebook Marketplace, or I'll go to a thrift store. Thrift is really hard for me to say sometimes. 5, I'm starting to replace all my paper towels with napkins or reusable cloths so that I am not spending more money on things that are just going to essentially go in the garbage. 6, I am taking any veggies that are basically past due and making compost out of them, and I guess this is included as well. Any food scraps that I can grow more food from, I am now planting directly in my garden. Green onions are a good example. You just chop the white part that has some roots on it, and then you just plant it in the ground. I have a potato on my counter too that I'm going to chop up so that the little growths on it can be used to make more potatoes for me in the future.
7 is really curating my content that I'm consuming. 7 is curating the content I consume. I made a previous post about how you are the 5 people that you spend most time with, including influencers. And I noticed that the influencers that are frugal, that are paying off debt, that are giving me great information, I am now taking on those things and applying them to my own life. And it's saved me a ton of money, or it's just made me feel better about the money that I'm spending. Number 8, I'm going back to my roots with Italian peasant cooking, and anything that is a meat product that might have bones, leftover skin, for example, like shrimp peels, I now make a stock out of that. You can use veggie scraps as well. All that goes into a pot with boiling water, and I usually let mine cook for around 24 hours. Broth at the store costs so much money for really good quality broth. And I know at home I can cook something that is to exactly my taste, and I can make gallons of it at a time. I swear half my fridge is like broth. Beef broth, ham broth from Easter, chicken broth, you name it, it's in the fridge. Number 9 is cutting out all alcohol that I possibly can. I do buy really cheap wine for some of my recipes at home, like beef bourguignon, for example, needs wine. It's also a really cheap meal if you know how to cook it. But buy the like $10 bottles. I don't have a Starbucks that has a $2 chuck around me, but I would totally do that if it was nearby. This is number 10, and I wish I did this sooner. And I would spend so much money on coffee and tea going out, but now I make my own coffee and tea from home. I'm not super fancy with my drinks, so you guys can go like buy whatever equipment that you need, but I simply have a French press and a bougie tea kettle that I got years ago, but you don't need it, you just need a regular tea kettle. I will make a post about this in the future on the things that you should spend your money on so that you do not have to buy them year after year. One of the ways that I want to save more money is seeing if I can buy my tea in bulk so that I can make my own tea mixes, and I'm not buying these little tiny packets from the store and wasting my money on them. You can make tea in a French press. 1, you get more tea. 2, you're not going to the store as much and getting the teas that you want. And all this stuff is dry, so you can save so much time and money and nothing's going to go bad. I know this video is long, but I hope this helps because all these comments that you've sent me have helped me.
I appreciate you guys watching the video today. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.